I was still wiping the salt from my lips when I heard it. A whisper slicing through the hallway, soft but lethal. She still doesn't know he wasn't alone the night he collapsed. My steps stopped. My breath didn't. I didn't even turn my head. I just listened. He was with her, the other nurse murmured, the one who kept calling herself his family friend. A cold blade slid through my chest, the same blade I had spent months pretending I didn't feel. I walked out of the hospital slowly, like each step might trigger the truth to explode beneath me. My husband was dying behind those walls, and apparently he hadn't been dying alone. Flashback, the life we built. I met Daniel at 22. He had a smile that felt like a promise, warm hands that fit around mine like truth. Back then, love came easily, trust came even easier. He used to trace circles on my palm and say, "Nothing in my life makes sense without you." Funny how people rehearse their betrayals years before they commit them. We built a home, we built dreams. I thought we were building a future. Turns out, I was just setting the stage for my own humiliation. Discovery, the patterns I ignored. It started small, a late night here, a suspiciously wiped phone there. He stopped looking me in the eye, stopped reaching for my hand, stopped needing excuses. I once asked, "Is everything okay?" He laughed, and said, "I'm just stressed. Don't start imagining things." That's the thing about betrayal. It teaches you to trust your instincts the moment they're too late. The evidence hit me one night when he thought he'd left for work drinks. His tablet pinged. A message preview lit up. "Can't wait to see you again. Counting the hours. L." He had never counted anything for me in years. I felt the heartbreak. I allowed myself 1 minute to feel it. Then I exhaled, and the heartbreak became something sharper. Not pain, precision. The shift, when my heart went quiet. I didn't confront him. People like him thrive on theatrics, begging, rewriting history. No, I became silent. Still. The kind of stillness a predator needs before the strike. I documented everything, the bank transfers, the private dinners, the hotel reservations he didn't know I could access. I contacted a lawyer, the best one, the kind that smiles politely but drafts divorce papers like weapons. I didn't plan revenge, I planned justice. And justice is cleaner. But life had other plans. He collapsed 2 months later, an undiagnosed heart condition, they said. His prognosis? Terminal. And suddenly, I was expected to mourn the man who had already killed us long before his body caught up. I stayed. I cared for him. Not for love, for closure. Back to Mao, the secret that changed everything. Hearing those nurses whispering didn't surprise me. It confirmed what I'd already known. But then came the real shock. Does his wife know he changed his medical proxy? He signed everything over to that woman. My fingertips went numb. Proxy, control, decisions. She wasn't just the affair. She was his chosen future, even as he was dying in mine. And he thought I wouldn't find out. That was his final mistake. The revenge. Calculated, quiet, complete. The next morning, I approached his doctor, calm, polite, devastated, but in the way that earns trust. I explained that my husband had been heavily medicated, confused, and emotionally manipulated by the woman he appointed. I showed messages, dates, patterns of contact that painted her as predatory. Doctors hate unethical influence. Hospitals hate liability. The proxy was revoked within hours. She stormed into the room later, lips tight, voice hissing. "This isn't fair. He wanted me." I cut her off with a whisper sharper than shouting. "You were his mistake. I am his consequence." She froze when security escorted her out. Not because she was removed, but because she finally understood she had lost before she even entered the fight. That night, I sat beside Daniel. His breathing was shallow. His eyes fluttered open. He tried to speak. Maybe an apology? Maybe a confession? I didn't need either. I leaned forward and said, "I know everything." And I still chose to stay. That's the difference between us. He closed his eyes. A tear slid down his cheek. Relief or regret? I'll never know. He died at dawn. Resolution, my final goodbye. After the funeral, she approached me again, red-eyed, shaking. "You ruined everything," she whispered. I smiled, small, controlled. "No," I corrected. "He ruined everything. I just ended it properly." I walked away before she could answer. For the first time in months, my lungs filled fully, cleanly. Some goodbyes destroy you. This one rebuilt me. And as I stepped into the sunlight, I realized something. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet breath you take after the storm.